That gives me an excuse. Gives me an excuse to charge the battery.
There you go.
Yeah.
But it was just really an interesting comment.
That's a very interesting.
Anybody with this many dolls usually has a horrible child.
Well, and she sees these people.
Yeah.
She sees these people, and no. The old, well, you know what I was.
Well, yes, yeah, and I
I won't say that on camera.
No, I know, but it does. One wonders if there wasn't. Well, and like so I never really paid it much thought until I got kind of older, and we were sitting around dinner one night, and this is not all that long ago. This is maybe only about 5 or 6 years ago, and Mom had invited us over, right? So it's Kelly and I and Marilyn and Mom and Carter too, I guess. And
Carter.
Well, he was 4. He was a lot easier. You just stick him on the couch and he'd just hang out and read and play. But she says, sort of casually, almost like this is what.
I'm just looking at your
mascara.
Yeah.
She says almost casually, kind of like this is a common thing. Like, I guess, it's like that line in A History of Violence where the brother says to the other brother, I tried to murder you in your sleep when you were 2. I guess all brothers try to do that at one time or another. And they're like, no, but Mom says very casually, like, well, and I can't remember what precipitated it. But basically, her dad got pissed at her, and pretended she didn't exist for like a week.
Oh, I remember her telling me this.
And like her mom too.
Yeah, like not speaking to her for a week. But they completely
they both stopped speaking to her, but then like her dad literally almost pretended like she wasn't even there.
Yeah, he wouldn't even look
for like a week.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that's fucked up. And she was like what, like 12, or she was a kid. She was young.
Well, she was 12. That's not a kid.
She's
had her boobs when she was 10.
And I was like, God, that's.
She talked about that all the time.
I was like, that is messed up. Like a parent that would do that to their kid, that's messed up.
Yes, well,
it's crazy.
Well, we don't know the circumstance.
Well, we don't. Well, but I forget what she had done that pissed him off. But
she was being bullheaded and uncooperative, and hadn't learned to keep her fucking mouth shut. That was her problem. She never learned to keep her mouth shut and hunker down and learn to just wait it out. I early on, probably around age 10, figured out just do what you're told and shut the fuck up and try not to rise above the event horizon, And then once you end up in that glorious shower, East Baker Hall.
Yeah, but you didn't know that at the time.
Well, no, I didn't know that at the time. But people should know that 7 years seems like a lifetime when you're 10 or 11 or 12.
Oh, sure it does.
But it's not, guys.
It's just a drop in the bucket. It's a drop in the bucket.
We didn't have a shower at home. I didn't have a shower at home. I could only take one bath a week. Okay, and I had to wash my hair with soap, and it was like this. You felt like slimy crap all the time, and greasy crap all the time, and then to walk into the shower, at the dorm.
When you can shower anytime,
anywhere, as long as you want, as hot as you want. It's like, I stood there for 20 minutes. Many things were done. Wow. Thank God for Ohio State University.
I just wish Weasel wouldn't have he took his morning piss in the shower every day.
That's all right.
I know.
It all goes the same way.
I know, and I was like, it doesn't. It didn't really.
Male piss is sterile for the most part.
Dude, stop peeing in our shower. He's like, boy, man, it's just easier that way.
Well, it is easier that way.
I'm like, come on, man.
Yes, it is. I mean, I generally will, take a secondary, leak when I'm taking a shower. The days that God lets me stand upright in the shower.
Yeah, it didn't really bother me that much. Hey, man. I miss Weasel. I wonder what he's doing.
Google it. Weasel. Google it. Weasel. There.
The last I heard he went. Last I heard he was living back in Bucyrus.
That's a nice town. I wouldn't mind living in
Bucyrus. Is not a bad little.
It's
not a bad little town.
It's a little flat. I mean, you get a heavy rain, you're gonna get sort of the floodplain shit like. I wonder what's happening down with the Widow Bethel, and well, of course now Bryn's in Columbus, so that's a little bit more, you know. But you know, I mean the Laurinburg, where she's around elevation 80 feet above sea level, and of course, you know, it's like, you know, she's been right under the heavy rain for the last 2 days.
Yeah.
And, now their house is a little bit mounded up, like a lot of them are. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's not like she's right next to the Lumber River.
Right.
Which was the house I was looking at one point.
No, they don't have a basement either.
Well, nobody has a basement over there because it's all sand.
Yeah.
You dig down 3.5 feet and you hit the water tank.
Yeah.
So.
So Kelly's cousin and her husband and entire family, like husband, wife, 2 kids, 2 dogs, they had to evacuate because they live like right there where the eye was sitting yesterday. His brother, the husband's brother lives 30 miles away. He had to evacuate. So they're out living in they're all hanging out at some vacation cottage that one of them owns in the mountains because they couldn't.
Yeah, but then of course, you know, then the water's going to go up there, and then, you know, they're going to have landslides and shit in the mountains, you know.
Well, this is like 5 hours away, so hopefully they got outside of the.
Well, the mountains are 5 hours away. Yeah. I've been all over North Carolina. I'm amazed how much time I've spent in that state. And a lot of times when I go down and visit the Bethels, I just drive around. I mean, I've driven around a lot of the South Carolina areas being affected now. You know?
I tell you, I just, you know.
It's a great area of the country, guys.
Ah, man, every time I teach about this, especially this time of year, we're talking about the first English settlers, and I'm like, you know, it's like, fuck. I'm like, why, God, what? Like they always said, oh, we hope to go further north, but it's like, well, then why didn't you? I mean, fuck.
Well, because,
like,
you know,
I mean, you know, why would you settle in this, like, it's miserably hot.
Let's settle in a fetid swamp. You know, that's why you should read Francis Parkman's France and England and North America.
Yeah.
Because it starts right from the very first French settlement in Spanish Florida.
There's two books that are at the top of my reading list. That's one of them, and then the other one, and I can't believe I haven't read it yet, is I need to read Guns, Germs, and Steel. Yeah, but before you,
you know, France and England, North America is the perfect bedtime read.
Mm-hmm.
It's the perfect bed. Read 3 or 4 pages. You'll get through it. Well, it's 3 some. You'll get through it in about 3 years, but it's well worth it.
Yeah.
It's like the Bible. You know, it takes a while to get through. It took me 8 months to get through the Bible the first time through. 5 months the second time through. 5 months the other 3 times through.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't rush through this shit.
You got to digest it.
Well, I mean, it's a lot of it is like, you know, by the time you get through it frequently enough, you say, "Ah, shit, this is good. I really want to," you know. Yeah. It's like a good story you want to hear over and over and over again.
And like any good story that really interests you, you say to yourself, "Why the fuck would anybody want to live?"
Yeah.
I mean, it's hot as all get out. Like, now, I mean, like the Pilgrims, they had it. That was a choice spot, man. That's where you want to be settled.
Climatologically, for the most part, except maybe the winters are a bit hard.
Oh, the winters probably sucked, I'm sure, but you know.
But you know,
it beats a swamp.
The farmland sucked. It was all rocky.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're subsistence farming.
Yeah,
that's
you're
it.
not going to get great yields there.
Well, Virginia, you can't grow shit down in Virginia except tobacco.
Well, which turned out to be
which is kind of the whole point.
Which was actually turned out to be the whole point. You know, until the soil gave out.
Yeah. talking
Man,
about.
that sucks out. You're talking about sucking nitrogen out of the soil.
We were talking about on Friday. We were talking about. Yeah, God, fuck you, Disney, because they made this movie, this cartoon movie, Pocahontas, which is like the most horribly historically inaccurate. So like I have to dispel all this. So I'm like, so guys, so we were talking about John Rolfe on Friday.
Oh Lord.
And then one of the kids is like, so
minor actors.
Oh, it's always fun though. It's always fun because it's always fun. Like they're like, so I put this picture. I'm like, so John Rolfe arrives, right? He's got these tobacco seeds. He plants them. No one knows how he got them, but he plants them, and then
that's a good point.
And this now John Rolfe is the one that actually married Pocahontas, and then they're like, oh wow, okay.
Who some people have said is a half breed.
And they're like, well, how old was Pocahontas? Yeah,
from a lot of the English people that they think were spirited off from the
Roanoke.
Roanoke, also from down in Florida. French people maybe.
Yeah. I've read that. But they're like, well, how old was Pocahontas? I'm like, probably about 13. And then like the next slide. I show this picture of John Rolfe as this big, fat, old, bearded guy, and he's sitting next to Pocahontas, and they're like, ah! And it's always great. It's always a great reaction. Like, think about that girl. She was your age.
I guess today's junior high school students are not into sort of, intergenerational relationship.
Not when you look like John Rolfe, anyway, boy. I tell you. I guess unless you're into that, like, was it the bear and the...
Well, the bear, the daddy,
the daddy
shit. Yeah. I've gotten.
So now, what's it? It's bear, and then who's the other one? It's like one guy's the bear, and then one's a cub.
Well, the younger guy's usually an otter.
An otter. That's right, an otter. Yes.
Yeah. I myself would be more into otters. Actually, I'm basically into guys, so I'm not limiting my scope here.
Yeah. Don't burn any bridges, man.
Yeah, I don't want to burn any bridges.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, I can't tell you that one. I can't say that one. I can't tell that story on camera. I think I've already told you that story.
Well, we'll turn it off.
Yeah, no, it's okay. We'll come back around.
Okay.
So we've got. So I haven't told you this. So a friend of ours. How do we meet him? Oh, so he was Scott's neighbor.
Yeah.
And then so they lived near Scott, so we met them over at Scott's house once, and then his kid also went to preschool with Carter, so that's how we all kind of know these people.
Yeah.
And the wife she's a lawyer, she's a criminal defense attorney,
Huh?
and the husband Jeff is like the classic, like just fucking this ex-deadhead, like kind of music is my life, man. Like just fucking fuck. Just I don't want to call him a fuck up because he's not. He's a great guy.
He's functional.
He's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Really wicked smart, but he by God, he's gonna live life on his terms, and he does.
Good.
And but anyway, poor old Jeff, who's 46, we discovered here last fall.
Oh, is this the guy you told me about the other day?
Is in heart failure.
I end up with he's in with the ventricular system.
So they installed a permanent defibrillator.
I was trying to remember the circumstances because the next morning I thought, what the fuck was that all about?
Yeah. So things have gotten ugly. So
I'm sure they had.
Okay. So they put that in, and that's fine. And then he was doing okay for a while.
That's bad from the look.
It's spam or it's a scam or something.
I like spam,
but
I don't like scams.
So he was just having a really rough. Heart failure is bad. So he was scheduled to have one of these ventricular assist, like this
Assist
LVAT
device.
thing.
I thought it had been inserted.
Well, so
from the last
it was scheduled to be done, and then but things were getting ugly, so they pushed it up.
Oh,
so
okay.
so then he went to the hospital, and they're like, okay, we're gonna do this. So then they flew him up. So then things got real bad.
We're talking about Cleveland Clinic.
Yeah, and then they flew him up to the Cleveland Clinic, and well, and then but when that happened, they had to have him basically sedated and on, I forget what the device is, an external device, but basically his heart was like, basically, fuck you, I'm done.
No, there's an external thing, and then there's an implantable one.
Yeah.
So he was on the external one.
Temporarily. That was it. So flew him up there, installed the device. They're trying to wean him off the vent.
Okay, so
trouble getting him off the vent.
That's where I came. I last heard. Okay, so then they're trying to get him off the vent.
So 2 nights ago, he had a fucking stroke. Yeah. So he's fine. I mean, no, he's not fine. He's pretty fucking far from fine, but he's not dead.
That's like that great line in Pulp Fiction.
No, man.
Are you okay? I'm very fucking far from okay.
So I guess, so they put in a trach.
Yeah.
And I guess he's, hold on, excuse me.
News. We have news from the field.
Hello. I did. Okay, well there's more gasoline in the garage. Oh, but you can't get in there because I have the key. Okay.
Well, that's one of the kids in the alleyway to break in for you.
Oh, because it was spraying water all over you? Yeah. So you're done? Because Dad suggested you could get one of the kids in the apartments across the way to break in the garage for you if you needed more gasoline.
Well, they'd siphon something out of a nearby car.
Okay. Did you finish? You got the railings and the hand railing and all that?
Neighborly thing to do.
Okay. Well, we can always do some more tomorrow before we turn it in, I guess.
There's
it's
more?
due at 9 in the morning?
There's more?
No, I don't want to pay another $7.
Over $7, you get 2 beers.
Cool. 7-0. Oh, you're gonna mop? All right, you gotta
4 beers.
vacuum before you mop. Hey, tell Carter that the Saints are playing the Browns like right now.
Saints are always playing the Browns.
No. Yeah, that was.
If
I'd rather have him sitting around watching a football game than playing video games.
What was it? What's this latest one? What was that one
All
he
right.
was putting up?
I love him back.
Wasn't Minecraft. Oh, he's in some. What was the last one he got? Either some sort of tracking, shooting thing.
I don't know.
Well, I look at him just to see what he's doing, and then, of course, then I have to drive an ice pick into my skull.
Yeah. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it at all. I don't know why you're texting me, whoever you are, but boom, be gone.
I need to pull that. I need to dust off my brow.
Yeah, I need to call. I need to call Spectrum and upgrade my service, or just tell them to go fuck off and call WoW. But I am going to not use.
I wouldn't ship to WoW.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it's you're kind of by the ball, so I'm probably going to end up staying with Spectrum. But what I am going to do,
very happy with this, by the way,
is I'm getting my own cable modem, and I'm going to get my own router.
Oh yeah, you have to buy your own equipment. Oh, buy your own equipment.
Well, that's what I'm going to do.
This is. I'm very happy with this. I'm very happy with that one. So.
Well, I honestly think it's this electrical meter.
I can give you a Netscape router.
Oh, I've got fucking routers out the ass.
Okay.
I just
No,
need
not
to
router. I'm
get a
sorry,
cable
modem. I got you a Netscape modem.
Oh, the cable modem.
Yeah. I can give you that. I can give you that before you leave.
I'll take you up on it. I'm gonna have to call them though, and I want to upgrade the service anyway and get it cost less. But
well, see, have you shifted to Spectrum?
I'm on Time Warner. Spectrum bought Time Warner.
Once you call them and say I want to shift to Spectrum.
Yeah.
And I have my own.
Yeah. I've got my own stuff.
Then they'll ask you for the MAC number.
Uh-huh.
And they'll do the whole thing about, screw it in the back and all this, and, pull it in and pull it out and all that kind of shit. And then they'll do a speed check, and of course, it's amazingly fast. Now, this one is a little bit slower than the one I'm using now. That's a 100 megabyte router.
Mm-hmm.
The one I've got is it says it's 30, but it's faster.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Netscape.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. That's too slow. Yeah, because
okay.
I'm gonna get there.
Well, no. This is actually I'm sorry. This is the one I bought when I had the slow one. This is faster. It's not. It's probably around 60.
Yeah, I'm gonna get their 100 megabit service.
Yeah. But I have this Eris thing.
Yeah.
And that's the model down from the one that they're using now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's well worth the money, and I love this. I've always loved this router. This Linksys Cisco router, the N900. There's 110 in the modem. There's about 100 in the router. So
I'm also gonna ditch this. I'm gonna ditch the phone number through Spectrum, and I'm gonna assign it over to a Google account. So I'll keep the number, but I won't have to pay them for the number.
I read about that.
And the only reason I'm doing that is because literally for the last, however long we've been in that house, 12 years.
Yeah.
All of our bill. I'd rather it's just easier to do that than call everybody and change. Plus, it's useful to have that extra number, right? Just as a way for people to get a hold of you.
Yes. We're going to say bye-bye now, YouTubers.
Bye, YouTubers.
This being on Sunday, September 16th.
September 16th.
2018. No. Bye-bye. God bless us all. Yes.
16th. So, one of the ways around that, and
we're discussing net neutrality.
Yeah. And so one of the ways around that is I went ahead and just spent $70 for a 2-year subscription to
Pornhub?
No, goodness, no. It's why would anybody pay money for that?
Not because you could go right.
It's so free.
Yeah, Should I click on it right now?
No, we shouldn't.
I don't think I will.
No, let's not, just in case. Yeah. But I've got a VPN.
Yeah. You hide. He's hiding. He's a hiding.
Well, because that way your service provider can't track what you're looking at and where you're.
Well, you bet. See, this stuff never has bothered me. I like to watch porn from time to time. It doesn't bother me.
Well, that's cool. But we were just talking about charges and
we're talking about net neutrality and treating the internet as a public utility opposed to some sort of individual companies, private, entrepreneurial companies, like going out and buying a particular brand of automobile or something.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it is now.
It absolutely
it may have started out, as like an individual company doing things, but it's very clearly like a phone company, an electric company.
Oh, it absolutely.
Well, or like a railroad should be, or highway.
It's a quality of life issue. Yeah. It really is. And so, like what Scott's wife does.
Everybody should have access to really fast, high-speed internet.
Absolutely.
Whether they're out in the the farthest East Jesus reach of wherever, or in the densest. I didn't get high-speed internet out here until 20 years after the internet started, or actually longer than that. That's wrong, see?
That's what Scott's wife does. It's like that's her whole job is to bring broadband to rural and impoverished
Good
areas.
for her.
Yeah.
No, and in fact, that's the successor to the rural electrification effort.
It absolutely is.
Right?
Like I don't want to bother.
1930s.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to bother to run electrical lines out there because it's not worth it because there's just one guy out there.
That's
well, too effing bad. You gotta.
And that's and that was it was such a shame it took that long.
Yeah. I mean, to think that there were people in the 1950s and 60s that still had no electricity.
Well, I see now. Fortunately, I didn't know that. I mean, I didn't know any of those personally. I knew people that didn't have phone service until or individual private. Well, none of the people around me had private line service until into the 70s.
Really?
Yeah.
Down in Lebanon?
Yeah, it was all party lines. Well, most of them were the 10 parties or 9 party lines, and then we got to 2 party lines. And then, but it was only in the mid-70s that my folks had their own individual line.
I'll be darned.
Without having to pay for an actual extra for a private line.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll be darned.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And in fact, I remember when I was really, really young, the X would come on. When they got a call, some people would call for the X at our house. And my dad would run down in the car, and they'd come back up and talk to whoever.
Really?
Yeah. Didn't last very long.
Because they didn't have a phone?
But they didn't have a phone. I remember that very, very vaguely when I was like, 3-ish.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Think about how that worked. Yeah. I had a picture the other day for my 7th graders, and we were talking about, I don't know, I forget what we were talking about, but so the picture comes up, and it was an old school switchboard.
Okay.
With operators, like a switchboard, like literally, like where you take the plug and then you plug it in.
I gotta show you.
And they were like, "Well, what is that?"
I gotta show my kid.
And I had to explain. Oh, I know what picture you're gonna show.
Yeah.
And I said that is how people. Well, and this switchboard particularly was a long distance switchboard, so it was actually a radio switchboard. And I was like, that's how you make long distance calls back in the 30s, 40s, 50s, heck, even into the 60s. And you're like, really? I'm like, yeah, like physically somebody would have to take a plug and plug it into the port that led to, the phone that you were trying to call. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember that, yeah.
That's my grandmother, Florence Catherine Tucker, working at the local switchboard in Argonia, Ohio in probably 1908, 1906.
Now that's actually in her house, though.
That's in the house. Yeah, they had it in the house. That's in the house. That's where my dad grew up.
And in quite the plant collection, too. Is that like a little garden? It's almost like you're growing some plant or food or herbs.
No, it's like one of these house plant shits. But anyway, that's the thing. I might have a. Here, let's try this one. Oh no, here, let's do this one. I don't think I have another one.
I think that's it. That's the only one I see. That's a great picture, though.
Yeah, that's what I mean, and it's I mentioned to get that out of the house. For the great giant Edwardian maw and Hallian maw got me. Or whoever chose to screw me out of things. But I forgive them. I do. That's what you're supposed to do. Doesn't mean you forget, but you forget.
That's right.
It's true. It's true.
So you're leaving on the 20th.
I'm leaving on the 20th at 14:20. which means I need to sort of be there at 11:30, 11:45. You know, I asked Liz to be here to pick me up by 11:30.
And then
Come back about
are you
10.
flying into JFK again, or
No, it goes to Atlanta. Then,
Atlanta?
yes, and then Atlanta to Paris. I've never been through Charles de Gaulle Airport. I'll be interested to see about that. I've never been to Atlanta or Charles de Gaulle, and then on to Wien.
Have I been through Atlanta? I've been through Atlanta. Atlanta's all right.
Well, people, what I've been reading about is it's you know, it's relatively easy to
It's
get
like the
to.
largest airport in the country.
Yes, it's the busiest airport in the world.
Yeah. So Columbus to Atlanta, Atlanta to Charles de Gaulle to Vienna.
Vienna, and then way back. Just run in reverse. Oh,
So you're going to be one tired boy.
yes.
By the time you get there.
Yes, I'll be a very psychotic, tired lad, and I hope I can have lots of painkillers and things, and because I'm going to fucking need them, but we'll see.
So you have a layover in Atlanta, or
It's like, you know, hustle on here. It's not quite 2 hours.
Oh, that's not.
I assume Air France will be more or less in the same,
Right.
maybe.
So you're flying. So by the time you get to Atlanta, I mean that's kind of an all night, like late night kind
Oh
of.
yeah,
flight.
no, it's
Yeah.
a 7.5 hour flight.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
You ride in, you know, France. Then I'll have to go through the passport control. Now apparently, the Schengen, I'm in the Schengen area the whole time. So once I get through passport control in Paris, I'm good for the whole trip.
So you don't have to fart around with.
No, I shouldn't
So
have
once
to.
you get to Vienna,
Yeah.
okay.
Because I won't.
Or I mean, I'm sorry. Once you get through in Paris,
Yeah, I won't. I
you're
won't.
good.
I won't be staying in any of the countries long enough to have to report to the police.
Okay.
Because I checked their shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I imagine that this tour company kind of has all this kind of figured out.
Well, you hope. You know, Arn Schmidt, you know, with his Hawaiian.
You sent that picture. That's
Yeah.
hilarious. So is he the tour guide?
Well, he's the tour director. Yeah. Well,
So will he be there?
He'll be there the whole time, but you know, they have local guides. You know. in
Right.
different
Sure.
cities.
Sure. Yeah.
And then there's a whole program, optional program of things.
Like stuff to do if you
Well,
want to
like,
do it.
you know, like theme dinners at night, or go up to the castle, or take a boat trip, or things. So, you know, which is fine. I'm very willing to do that, but you know, now there's about 4 of these things that you have to book ahead. You know, I didn't book any of those yet. I haven't booked, but you can book some of them right at the hotel in the morning.
Right. So you can say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do this tonight.
Yeah,
or,
it's all paid in euros,
Right.
and that's fine. So.
Or you can just go off and do your own thing for a while.
Right. No. Other than I mean, you know, so just show up at the bus the next day and
Okay.
yeah.
So basically, the biggest kick in the pants is going to be like sort of having to fucking
The air-
unpack and repack
Yeah, the air-
every day.
Well, no, not really. It's not. You know, I don't have to. You know,
Because you kind of have a system.
I don't travel like you.
Well, I didn't
I'm
travel.
going to wear the same pair of pants.
Oh yeah.
I'm basically going to wear the same pair of shirts and underwear. You know, I might take 5 pair of underwear, 2 t-shirts, 2 shirts, 1 wool shirt. Okay, I haven't yet decided whether I want to take my black, you know, overcoat.
You definitely want to take some kind of a jacket or something.
Well, that's that. You know, I don't. I mean, I can. Yeah, it's like, you know, this is the time of year that's so strange because, you know,
Yeah.
you're going to go up over mountains.
Right.
It's going to get, you know, and apparently it gets quite rainy.
Yeah.
So I think I'll take the black one. Okay.
At least take a rain jacket. I
Well,
suppose. Yeah.
But see, you've got great pockets in this black thing.
yeah.
So, all right. I'm not going to take the catnip for the thieves, you know, like my computer, which the other computer's in the other room. You know, it's 5 pounds. You know,
Yeah, I mean, it's-
you get. I don't need that shit. You know how I am.
Your little travel suitcase though, that's a nice little suitcase.
That's 4 pounds right inside.
Yeah, but it's worth it because it keeps everything nice.
Yeah, no, you can beat the hell out of it.
Yeah. Good. All right. So now, did you get your? Did you call AT&T yet? Like, get your text or
no? That's going to be on Monday because they don't.
Tomorrow.
You can't deal with that. You can't deal with these people unless it's business hours.
Yeah. And I just did it online, but.
Well, I could never do that online. I always had to talk. Let's see. Now it says call. I have to call the credit card. Well, the credit card people are going to be fine because that's the Sapphire card.
Yeah.
They answer on 2 rings, but then I'll have to deal with the debit card people, and they may send me out to the Philippines or India or some place on that bullshit.
And you're coming back 7th.
The 7th night, near 11 o'clock at night.
Is Liz coming to get you?
Well, I haven't seen her acknowledge my text. I'll have to call her.
Well, you can always let me know. I can come get you.
Yeah.
I can. I will. I can. I will.
At night. Yeah. Well, you can't take me during the day.
No, I can't.
No,
But
I'm gonna do. But.
Oh, that's a Sunday anyway. That's easy.
Oh yeah, that's Sunday afternoon on that one. Yeah. Well, I need to send I need to send an email to Terry Highland, thanking him for being able to associate with him, and I mean that in all seriousness. Because I won't see him again.
Yeah, so you got to say goodbye.
He's gonna be gone.
Yeah.
And I didn't get a chance today because he immediately gets clustered about all these women, after church. And I'm not gonna stand there and cool my fucking heels.
I hope he has a house to go back to in Florida.
Oh
Well,
yeah, no. He has his second wife's house. She retained ownership of her house, his second wife,
Right.
Mary, and she's been refurbishing it after the tenants screwed it up, and so yeah, that's where they're gonna live.
Yeah.
He told this incredible tale of stuff about well, he's talked a lot about how he came to be. I would merely say came to be a priest, but he says being called. Now listen, I've had a direct encounter with the divine about 4 times in my life, but he's one of these guys that talks about hearing the voice of God. Okay, I have no problem with doing that a few times, but well, okay, fine. I'll take his word for it. I would believe it a lot. Well, I would accept it a lot better if it were like this guy Michael Jupin, who was a very spiritual guy in the context, well, in the likeness of Cenobite monks in the state of prayer,
Right.
like the Orthodox monk.
Yeah.
And he was our supply priest for a few months in the summer. And I would have gladly had him remain. Yeah. He still takes our prayer list. He still takes our prayer list. Well, obviously, again, it's like the old age limit thing. So I hope this new guy, basically looks exactly like Terry and Mary, he and his wife, which is fine. I hope they don't really go into this whole family-friendly riff emphasis stuff, which, I admit, I'm an outlier. It puts me off. Because I've had that crap crammed down my throat for so many years, from the time I was like a teenager and on. But here, bring your kids, that's fine. I have no problem with that. But just come on, guys. It's for everybody, not just family.
Oh my God. So in church today, we sat in a different spot because we wanted to be able to look up at the choir
Oh,
loft.
oh,
and see
oh!
Carter.
So that got something stirred up.
Well, it got something stirred up in me because apparently we chose the spot where everybody with their screaming fucking kids likes to sit that is too inconsiderate to go and sit in like the cry room.
Oh, it's like an airplane.
So I'm sitting there. There's a kid behind me who didn't sit down the entire time. Like she keeps she's touching my back.
Oh no.
There's an older one who's got. I mean by older I mean like way old enough to know better. Easily 9 or 10. Basically talking intermittently at least, but talking to her sister. As I'm speaking to you now.
No ears.
No, the dad is just sitting there.
No ears. No.
Zero parenting taking place there. And I'm like, fuck. And then like 5 rows behind me, there's I mean, now to be fair, it's a baby. I mean, it's a baby who literally screamed, I'd say 90% of the time.
Well, take it. You guys have cry rooms.
I'm like, take the baby to the cry room.
Yeah, and you have cry rooms. We don't have cry rooms. We have to have the kids go down to the damn.
And so what I figured out is so I look out into this sea of
the can or the basement or something.
And I look out into the rest of the congregation. I realize that the spot, and I'm thinking this is like really way louder than even normal. So then I look to where we normally sit, and I see like not 0 children, but I see 0 young children, and everybody there in that section is like paying attention and not yelling. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, no wonder this experience is definitely more negative than what I've experienced in the past.
So,
but we wanted to see Carter up in the choir.
Well, yeah, you want to be able to turn back. So now I would assume the priest every now and again would say, God wants you to take care of your kids, and part of taking care of your kids is making them behave.
Father Dury, he's an interesting dude. I was there one time where he said, sort of very gently, how did he put it? He said, I would like to remind all of us here today.
All of us, yes.
Yeah, like he was super smooth about it.
It's collective sin here, guys.
I would like to remind all of us here today that we love families, and we have a special spot.
I don't like their tax.
How did he put it? Yeah. But we have a special spot for those of us with particularly young children. In this wing of the church,
behind glass, soundproof glass,
in this room where you can see everything.
Yeah,
and
it looks exactly like one of these detective shows you'd see on PBS.
Yeah,
and that's
no, it's clear glass.
I understand.
And I'll tell you right, their cry room is big. I mean, you could fit. Yeah.
Well, it's bigger. Is it bigger than the smoking room outside a hospital after they banned smoking for Medicare patients?
10 times the size of that.
And it's nicer because that's a tent.
I tell you right now, the smoking pod there at Riverside is quite nice. It's a kind of like an enclosed little area, and they actually have like a little heater.
Oh, that's right. No. That's right. There's
So there's a little heater there and a bench. You can sit there and smoke.
Oh, on the bench. Yeah. So you can have your ass warmed while you smoke the.
Well, I mean, there's a bench and then there's a heater. I don't know that the bench is heated, but you get my point.
Well, no. So where's the vent?
Well, it's so imagine a bus stop.
It used to be they just blew them right out the side.
Does that make sense? Yeah. So imagine a bus stop shelter.
Yeah.
So there's ventilation at the top. It's not completely enclosed, but then there's this wall mounted heater that kind of blows in, and then there is like a thing at the top, like a fan at the top.
Okay. Well, I've seen various.
I only know this because of like walking in and out of there, you see these poor guys with their like fucking like.
Oh no, they got their
chemo bags.
Yeah,
and
their chemo bags, their oxygen tanks. Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
You're like, dude.
No, it's great.
This is not the decision you should be making.
Yeah, when I was taking, Brad Bethel's mother, Nita, I'd take her in the dead of winter, and you'd have this, like this little plastic, sort of flapping thing, enclosure out there, outside the front door. Yeah, and and you've got these guys, it's like hot. Yeah. Well, and then when I took my mother down to Bethesda for her, when she broke her pelvis.
Yeah.
And you go in and you see all this stuff. It's like, how's it going for you? No, I didn't say that. I mean, I didn't harass these guys.
The Giant Eagle, the Market District Express that we have there in Bexley, right? Now we're talking about
Market District
Express, right?
Is that like a bus or
it's
what?
It's their upscale grocery store.
Oh, it's an actual name of a store.
Yeah, but it's their upscale. It's Giant Eagle's upscale grocery store, but because it's so small, they call it Express. Now, check it out. The parking lot, square footage is at a premium, right? They have towards the back of their parking lot like a fucking gazebo for their employee smoking area with like benches. And like a trash can and like a little ashtray thing. I was like, yeah, man. I guess that's when you think about people who probably work full time at a grocery store. I mean, I would imagine a pleasant smoking area is kind of important.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. Exactly.
Tonight? Yeah, tonight. Family night. Every night's family night for you, Ted. Every night is family night